What a beautiful day. Well, g'day guys, it's Cameron from Dell Valley Christian Fellowship. My backdrop's different. I'm beside the sea. Yes, I'm out on the road. I'm actually up in Sydney. Where are we, Bernie? We're in Coaldale?
Coaldale, yeah.
Coaldale, I'm just on the south side of Sydney, and I'm blessed. I got one of my good friends, mentors. I think I've mentored you. I want to introduce you to Bernard. He's a good mate of mine. How long have we known each other, Bernie? So I'll test your memory.
It'd have to be over 40 years, or close to 40.
I wasn't 10.
Oh, no, but soon after that.
91, 92. 1990s? In the 1990. Because I got my learners and you taught me to drive. So that would have been 1990.
Right,
yes.
But we knew each other for a couple of years before that.
So late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
We met through church. Bernie was actually one of my youth leaders and became...
So just about 40 years ago. So I wasn't too wrong.
Oh, yes, okay. That's getting scary. And I just, this is to go with our series of God at Work. And Bernie, we've journeyed through life. A lot of stuff's happened, and so we don't have a huge amount of time, but I want to ask you, just quickly tell us who you are, what do you do, but then sort of roll that into how you came to faith early, because there's a lot of water that we got to cover. But yeah, tell us a bit about that.
Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm retired, just looking after the family. I have 3 kids, and there's always plenty to do around the house.
Yep.
My faith journey started, my mum worked in the Swiss consulate, and one of the guys from a local church would come and hire films that the Swiss had available.
Yep.
And as a part of that process, he would come and bring the films back, and he got to talking with Mum and said, "Do you have kids?" She said, "Yes." And he said, "We've got a Sunday school bus that comes around every Sunday. You should let us take your son to Sunday school, your kids." So at about the age of 5, I started going to Sunday school on the Sunday school bus.
Where was that at?
Our Waverley Gospel Chapel.
Yep.
It was an Open Brethren church.
Yep.
And that's where I learned about God. I learned about the Bible. I learned my memory verses. And I learned how to pray. And I understood through their faithfulness what it meant to have faith in God. I don't remember a time that I didn't believe in God.
Yep.
So it wasn't a one moment in time conversion, which I always felt was something lacking. And then I realized, no, it's not lacking. It's by the grace of God. I was allowed from very early on to know and believe and trust in Him.
Yeah. So you mentioned your mum worked at the Swiss consulate. Why was your mum working at the Swiss consulate?
Because she's Swiss.
Okay, that's what I was getting at. See, in my phone, you are still under Bernie L, because I cannot spell Leuzinger. So you're just Bernie L, and you've been that way for so long. So Mum and Dad were there. Dad's got a bit of, he was a bit of a legend in his own chefing right hand. So he had...
He was executive chef at Qantas.
Yeah.
He opened the Summit in '68. He then went on to work at Ansett.
Yeah.
Was hired by Sir Peter Abels to set up the catering. And in all those years of cooking, he cooked for the Queen, he cooked for Sean Connery, he cooked for Roger Moore, and I still have photos and letters from all these people and that he interacted with.
So you came to become a Christian. What about your mum and dad? Did they have When did they come to faith, or did they come to faith through you guys going to Sunday school? Or?
So their background from Switzerland was Lutheran.
Yep.
And the basis of that was there. The Swiss are quite religious as such, but I don't think it meant a lot to them when they were here. And it wasn't until I started going to Gaimea Bats with you and the rest of the guys that that God answered my prayer and started bringing them to church.
That's awesome, mate. Yeah, that's really exciting. I still pray for my dad's not a Christian, and he's still in my prayers about that. So
my prayer has always been, Lord, there are no conditions on when you bring my parents to faith, other than the one that you put on. They've got until they pass. Yeah. And so until then, I trust you. I believe you.
Yeah. So we met. You were one of my youth leaders, and we had a lot of fun, and we don't have time to sort of go into that, but we spent a couple of years pretty tight. I know at one point my grandmother wanted you to marry my sister, and all those sort of fun things. We get to, I must have been 17, and you disappeared back over to Switzerland. What took you to Switzerland?
I don't think I was enjoying the work I was doing, and I figured that going to Switzerland was definitely, a way out of that. My time in Switzerland was a more dark time of my life. But I remember as a kid, I wanted to go fishing. Mum took me down to the rocks there in Botany Bay somewhere. And I remember throwing my rod in, and I didn't have a float, so I made one out of wood. And I threw it in, and I was there, and there was plenty of other fishermen there. And my prayer was, Lord, I don't want to go home until I have a fish. I'm not going home without fish. Prove to me that you are who you say you are. And anyway, I kept fishing for a bit, and I didn't catch anything, obviously. I walked down to the end of the pier, and this guy turned to me and goes, "Did you catch anything?" I said, "No." And he said, "Here, I caught plenty. You have some of mine." And I went, "Lord, that's really cheeky.
Yeah.
You answered my prayer, but not in the way I wanted."
Yeah.
But it was a profound moment for me in my belief and understanding of God. And I prayed that day, Lord, don't ever let me go. And he's been faithful. Even through the dark times, he's been faithful. Yeah.
When I sit back and look at those times when you're overseas and the first few years you're back, it was to say you weren't walking with God would be an easy statement to say. You were with a lady for a while, and you separated. Now you're with Christina, your now wife, and we went out, it's nearly 24 years married. How have you seen God at work in your marriage?
Christina is, her family are Anglican, and so her grandmother and her mother are the matriarchs of the family, and they so Christina grew up with a faith and an understanding in God. And I see the fact that we're still together after 24 years, more in love now than ever before. Cool. I see that as God's hand in our lives.
Yeah.
And our lives have been a huge blessing. God has blessed us richly in everything that he's done and given and provided in every way. It's just so clear to see his hand at work.
Take you to a dark spot. You've got a couple of kids already. Now, Sal and I have got just had our baby, our 17-year-old Josiah, and Christina's due to give birth, and she loses the baby, whilst her sister-in-law's in the room next door.
Well, different hospital, but yeah.
Different hospital, giving birth to a healthy baby. And you guys invited us to the funeral and invited us to the wake and actually gave our 10-day-old son, whatever, he wasn't that old, a hug, and you held him. That meant a lot to me. How did you go dealing with the loss of a child, a stillborn?
So Ariel, she was stillborn. So Christina was full term with him, and we'd just been to the hospital to have everything checked, and everything was going fine. Christina felt the contractions. We went to hospital, and the nurses were quite worried that they couldn't hear the heartbeat of the baby.
Yeah.
And that's when we found out that the umbilical cord had wrapped tight around her neck, and she suffocated in utero. It is a traumatic thing to go through, to look after this baby for 9 months, to look after Christina for 9 months, to go through all of that, and then to lose the baby at the last moment. It wasn't something that we understood. It wasn't something that we were prepared for.
Yeah.
But we knew that whatever God's reason was sufficient for us. Yeah. We knew that it's not up to us to understand, but that just to trust and have faith. And I know that it was a lot of people rallied around us, including a lot of people who didn't believe.
Yeah.
And they didn't understand how we could just accept that God had chosen this for us, why we weren't angry.
Yeah.
And it was a wonderful time of witness for those to those people. And my prayer is that God continued to work in their lives. We didn't keep on with a lot of them, but
seasons. It's a season with people. Yeah. By the grace of God, we've had 2 healthy children, and no dramas in that sense.
Well, after Ariel, then a few years later, we had Jacob.
Yeah.
And he is truly a blessing in every way. And I praise God for the fantastic young man that he's becoming.
Yeah. So he doesn't get up to tricks and mischief?
No, he's
like Jacob did?
Like Micah, you mean?
No, Jacob. In the Bible, Jacob.
Oh, Jacob in the Bible. Sorry, wrong Jacob.
Yeah, no.
Named after him, but not because of stuff he did.
Awesome. And so the last 10, 15 years you've been running a small business. How have you seen God at work through the business? And how's, I guess, running the business and staying faithful? Because you were running a bread deliveries, which meant you were overnight. You became nocturnal.
7 days a week, day and night. Yeah.
Nocturnal working.
Didn't do my health much good, but God managed to keep me alive, so I'm grateful for that.
Yep.
Look, owning a small business, Christina and I decided right at the beginning we would do everything right. We'd pay our bills, we'd pay our staff, we'd look after our customers. We'd always do the right thing. We made a conscious decision at the beginning that everything that we did, we would do right.
Yep.
And it made an impact. We were known for that in the business. We were known for that amongst our friends, and it was God working through us
Mm.
to be a testimony and to the world around us.
Yeah. Now, if I described you as a workaholic,
Yeah. There were a few times where it was either pedal harder or lose the business or drown. So we pedaled harder and we worked harder. And there was plenty of days where I would sleep an hour. I'd pull over on the side of the road and sleep an hour in the morning during my deliveries. I'd just stop because I couldn't anymore. And then in the evening, stop for an hour and sleep. Then I'd be sleeping, 2 hours a day, 1 hour in the morning, 1 hour at night. Sometimes less than that, sometimes more than that. There was plenty of times I went for 3 days without sleeping. I'd just work day and night to get stuff done. Is that because I'm a workaholic? No. Yes, sort of.
yes is the answer, Bern. I've known you for 40 years. You're either way out there or in recovery. Way out there in recovery. And,
I had to do what I had to do.
Yeah.
It was that more than anything. I wasn't a workaholic because I wanted to work all the time. It was because it was either lose everything that we'd put into it or paddle like crazy and get it done.
A number of years ago, you lost your dad. As you said to me today, you've lost your mum as well due to Alzheimer's. How are you dealing with that?
At first, I was really angry at Dad. I felt like that he'd just given up.
Yeah.
And, but I get it. At 87, you're allowed to give up, And the angry phase is now over, and now's the sad phase. I miss him.
Yeah.
I miss my mum too. Yes, she has the Alzheimer's. A lot of the time she's not verbal.
Yeah.
And although she recognises me, there's no conversations anymore. There's no, oh, Mum, do you remember this or do you remember that? No, she doesn't remember much at all. So it's hard. But I know that this is the time of my life now where I am there for my children and helping them to grow up and being there for them as a role model and as a strength and as an encouragement. And, moving forward by the grace of God.
Yep. We might wrap it up on this one. So you're at St Phil's. What do you feel is your role there, or what? You're Anglican Church, and are you doing any ministry there? And I'm not saying youth ministry or anything there, but what
I understand.
What are you doing there besides just sitting in the pew, or are you trying to get involved a bit?
I'm definitely involved. I'm involved in the men's breakfast, and I, invite the people that I've got to know over the years, to other men, to join me. My eldest son comes with me to church on Sundays, which, praise God, is wonderful. And there is an older gentleman who has went to the church and asked if someone would come and read to him. So I do that every week, and we've read through the Gospel of John so far, and we're now in Acts. That was his choice. I said, look, here are all the books. What would you like to read next? I want to read this.
Nice.
And so I see my role now more than ever before as being a witness to Christ, to my family, to my friends, and kicking and screaming, dragging people to church. I'm reading, as I said, through Acts, and one of the things that is so clear to me is the disciples who gave their lives for Christ. And although you know, we may be called to do that. More than that, we're called to be a witness. And that's nowhere near as scary as dying for Christ.
Yeah,
So,
that's it.
so this is, you know, I want my life to be a testimony.
Yep.
I've done some bad things in my life, and God has chosen to forgive me of those things, and I'm grateful to Him.
Yeah.
And all I can do now is try to be faithful.
Awesome. Always finish. What's 3 things we can be praying for you?
Mostly the people that I'm witnessing to.
Yep.
For my family and my relationship with them, and dragging them all to church. I think they're the 2 main things.
Yep. And health.
Yeah, my health, but God is good.
Yeah.
He has that under control. I have every faith that He does.
Awesome. Well, Bernie, thanks for sharing a bit of your life with us in video form. As we said, we've known each other for about 40 years, which is pretty scary to think that far back. I continue to pray for you. I thank you for, we've walked together and journeyed together, and we might not live in the same state anymore, but we still pray for you. And thanks for joining us. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's been an encouragement to you. And I'll continue to find people to share what God's been doing in their lives. Anyway, till next time, God bless.